And of course we think them it's absolutely illegitimate. And what we see that these sanctions, this reaction of the West is quite hysterical, I would say. Because by this sanction they are not just trying to hurt Russia, but they're hurting themselves. Our economy has a very high level of resilience. And in a certain way, we were prepared for this kind of things because we're under sanctions since 2014. More than 80 rounds of sanctions have been imposed. And you remember President Obama saying that our economy will be in shreds, but it never happened. In fact, last year we had a GDP growth, despite COVID, by 4%. And of course we think them it's absolutely illegitimate. And what we see that these sanctions, this reaction of the West is quite hysterical, I would say. Because by this sanction they're not just trying to hurt Russia, but they're hurting themselves. Europe is very much dependent on Russia for energy, oil and gas. You see what is happening with the prices. But you know, this is, they're not thinking logically, you know, you see how, well, the best word is hysterical reaction is. They're even prepared to hurt themselves in this very illogical desire to hurt Russia. And of course, the main, what is the main, if you ask, what is the main target of the sanctions? To make government change the policy. That's what they say. That's what they say. Okay, if it's true, what have it ever ended in a government changing its policy when the sanctions were applied? Iran? North Korea? Russia? No. So that is illogical. Then, okay, now what we see, they're not trying to hurt the government, they're trying to hurt the people. And not only, I mean, economically, but they are trying to prevent, for instance, our sportsmen attending the Paralympics. So impaired people who've been training, they were trying to prevent them from attending the Paralympics. Where are the human rights, or preventing cultural contacts, or preventing human contacts? So if they're trying to hurt the people, that means they want the people to get angry and to topple the government? Is that the aim? Of course it will not happen, because as I told you, our people, big majority, they support the decision by President Putin. And at the end, if you look what happened after 2014, you know, first of all, our economy adapted. And even in some sense it gained, because before 2014, we were not sufficient in food products. For instance, we depended on the West for imports of food. After 2014 and the sanctions, we developed our agriculture sector. There were a lot of investment. The government had special programs to develop agriculture. So now, if you go to a Russian shop, you will see that, you know, there's so many products produced in Russia, and it's cheaper and it's better in quality. Well, of course, some. And we became #1 exporter of wheat in the world, which never happened. I'm not saying that the sanctions will not hurt. They will, of course, they will. And they will, but they will hurt not only Russia, they will hurt the global economy. On the other hand, why is the West thinking that they are the whole world? They are not. Because new centers of powers are emerging in the world. The world is becoming a multipolar place, and that's what the West don't agree with. They cannot recognize that it's happening. China, ASEAN countries, including Indonesia, of course, Latin American countries, Russia, that are the new centers of powers. And that's what the West cannot agree with, because these people are used to dominate the world. For 500 years, they've been dominating the world, colonizing Indonesia. You know that very well. They've been colonizing the world. They were pumping national resources from the colonies. That's why they are so prosperous, not because they worked so hard, but because they exploited the colonies. And now they are not prepared to lose and to let go this dominance. That's why they are so hysterical, because